kitchen. I hope that I am the right way around for you. Let me know. It's never a problem on Instagram. You're always so well behaved, everybody, on Instagram. Facebook does sometimes mess around a bit with the format, so let me know. So today I thought what we would do here in my kitchen is talk about some wellness tips to basically help us to stay calm. We get the connection with the lovely Rosie from the Healthy Juice Company. So I thought it would be really nice to just talk about some juicing ideas as well, because juicing is just such a simple way of literally drinking our goodness. So if you've got a juicer, perhaps in the back of the cupboard, now is the time to dust it off. And of course you can use other things. You can use a food mixer to make like smoothies. You can use a NutriBullet. You know, it doesn't have to be an absolute juicer. But of course, if you've got a juicer, then that's great for making the liquid stuff. Hi Susan, hi Marianne, hi Jackie. Am I the right way round for Facebook? Could you please let me know before I continue? Because I really don't want to think of everybody on Facebook having to sit there like this and watch me. So please let me know. Hi Leslie, hi Andrea. Great to have your company. Now today, earlier on this morning, I was on this morning, it's always so tricky, isn't it, having to say that, this morning, with my friends Holly and Phil, so it was really nice to be back there talking about wellness trends for the year ahead. And you know, never more important, is it, than helping to support our immune systems, find ways. Yes, I am what? Am I the right way round or the wrong way round? Am I yes to the right way round? Yes, please let me know. Yes, good, I shall keep it. Hello, hi, very nice to have your comments. I love doing the lives because it's just can be interactive, and I know a lot of you are watching on catch up, so really warm welcome. Perhaps you are busy with homeschooling as I have been this morning. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's a whole other story, isn't it? And of course, for those of you out at work, thank you for keeping the home fires burning and all of that. And hopefully you can enjoy this on catch up as well. So I'm just going to tweak this phone very slightly. Hopefully you can see it all. Hopefully you can. Good. So, hi Helen, nice to have you with me. Your Instep has arrived. Oh my goodness, yes, that reminds me. Hold on just a moment. Bear with me 1 second. So there was a lot of chat about this when I did my live last week with Julie Ford, who is the amazing, inspirational 67-year-old founder of Instep. She has created this wonderful gadget, which I've been using, which is all about resistance training. You might be hearing more about this in the weeks and months to come, because resistance training has been shown, particularly for midlife women, to be so helpful in preventing sarcopenia, which is when we lose our muscle mass. So it's all about keeping our bones strong, our bone density up, our muscle mass good. And she created these really simple things. This actually slips under your foot, so you wear it when you're out walking or even just walking around the house. And then you've got these really handy little grippy things. And she's got lots of videos and everything up on YouTube that shows how to use it. You can kind of clip it onto your waistband or your belt or your pocket or something, so you can go out and about if you're going out for your daily walk, which I do highly recommend for mental health, that we get out at least once a day just for a little bit of fresh air and to shake away the cobwebs. And if you've got this, it just turns a normal walk into an exercise routine, or you can do special exercises. I actually did a little video on YouTube, on the Earle Wellbeing YouTube channel with this. So if you want to have a laugh, if you want to have a look at me doing my jumping up and down in my leggings with this, do please take a look. She's given us a Liz Loves discount, so if you want to buy yours, I think they're about £26. Use Liz Loves, all in capitals, on her website, and that gets you, I think, 11% off. And lots of you saying, could we please do a class? So I am working on it. I'm working on a way that we could perhaps all join on a live Zoom. I'm thinking maybe mid-morning on a Saturday might be good, because I know lots of people are working or busy with homeschooling and other things, and you know, it doesn't work perhaps during a weekday. So I'm thinking we could do it as a special. Let me know what you think and stay tuned. If you want to grab yours, obviously you can use it anytime and you can follow Julie's classes, but it might be quite fun if we've all got one, or at least a lot of us have got one, and then you can try with me, work out together. How about that? So, hi, yes, Michelle, you're going to order. No, the clips work really well. I actually clip mine just onto my pockets here. So yeah, it's really good. Your trousers don't fall down, I promise you. Now, I am going to be talking with Rosie. Lots of you who are regulars will know that I collaborated with Rosie, who is a founder of the Healthy Juice company that she runs with her partner Andy. They make the most amazing juices. This woman, there is nothing she does not know about juices. So do please take a watch and a listen, because lots of great advice on how we can just simply drink our nutrients. And we have got a special collaboration that we did last year, and I thought it would be quite helpful to repeat it because so many people are at home wanting to improve their immunity. I know that a lot of people are home with COVID or recovering from, so looking at easy ways to top up our vitamin levels. One of the things that's been shown to be really important, of course, is vitamin D. And I was talking to Holly and Phil about that just this morning, and they were both saying they were taking theirs, which is really good. It's very important that we keep our vitamin D levels high. And in fact, if any of you are Guardian readers, you will see in today's Guardian a big splash on vitamin D and how important it is to keep our levels high, particularly if you've got darker skin. And the reason for that is that we absorb vitamin D3 very often through our skin when we're outside in sunshine. We don't get so much of that during the winter months, and it takes longer. If you have darker skin, it takes longer for the D3 to actually get down into the deeper levels of the skin. So that's why it's really, really important to look at our levels, and even government guidelines say we should all be taking a supplement. So I'll talk a little bit more about that a bit later on, but that is something that is very helpful. Yeah, I know I'm going to be doing lots on helping to support the immune system, and if you have got COVID or you're recovering from it or you know somebody who has it, do please also share the Corefulness links that I put up. Corefulness is an app and a website started by a physio who's a friend of mine, Elizabeth Caudle. She had COVID and she was using a lot of the simple breathing exercises that they teach people in hospital. And she is just infuriated that this message isn't getting out there more widely. One of the things that I've started to do, and I'm just going to sidetrack really quickly just to share this with you because it's so important, is a very, very simple breathing exercise. And she said actually that if you're in bed and you're not feeling well, you're feeling poorly, really important to get up every hour, even if you don't feel like it, just to get some movement. Our bodies need to move, our respiratory system, our lungs, it needs movement. So please don't lie static for hours at a time. Every hour, get up. And that also reminds you to do your breathing. And her point is this. So you breathe in really deeply, you take a deep breath in, and then just as you get to the top, you hold it, and then you sniff. Yeah, so you go, hold, and then sniff a bit more. And what that does, that extra little sniff, is just expanding this basal lobe here in the lung. And she gave it a really technical name, which I can't remember, but I am going to post about it on the Earle Wellbeing website, just to really help to inflate this area. So do that a couple of times, then you do some more normal breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take that deep breath, hold it, and then an extra sniff, and then breathe out through the mouth. Anyway, Libby has got great videos free on her website. Go and take a look. And she's also on YouTube as well. Great. Okay, so now I'm going to see whether we're going to be joined by Rosie. Just a quick check, actually. I can see I've got lots more people joining on Instagram, and I know that I've got lots more followers, particularly following all the pieces I've been doing on this morning. If you're brand new, you're so welcome to this wellbeing community. This is something that I do live 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm on Instagram, which is my channel, which is Earle Me, and also over on Facebook, which is the Earle Wellbeing channel, and on Earle Wellbeing YouTube channel, and lots of stuff on Earle Wellbeing YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to that, because I'm always popping little video clips up on the YouTube. So what I do with my lives is I can do it on Instagram where I split the screen in 2, so you'll see my guest, Obviously, sadly, I can't do that on Facebook. But Facebook has different benefits because Facebook has links. And today in the Facebook house, we have Lainey. Hi, Lainey, one of my team. Lainey is going to be putting links to things that I talk about. So if I talk about special offers or podcasts or articles, she will do them on Facebook. So it's super easy for you to go back and just click the links. Now, we can't do that on Instagram. So instead, if you go to my bio on Instagram, you'll see a little line of blue type that says Linktree. And that's your magic button, because if you press on that, all these little links come up. Worst case, go to lizearlewellbeing.com, which is my website, because pretty much everything will be there. There's a little search bar and you can type in anything that I've talked about and it should all come up. Okay, so that's the housekeeping over. Let me see whether we've got Rosie. Yes, Healthy Juice Company. So hopefully this will work. Lots of chat about Life Armour, vitamin D drops. Yeah, I think they're great. We've got a Liz Loves discount code. Better You, which are the sprays. We've also got 15% off. So use your Liz Loves code for that. Hello, Rosie.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Well, I think Happy New Year. I think it's technically afternoon, but it feels, who knows what day or time it is, frankly. I've got no idea.
You're right.
How are you? How was your Christmas and New Year? Have you survived it all?
Survived it all. In fact, you know, I'm so grateful that actually we haven't been affected really at all.
Good.
Very much. Our office contracts closed, of course. Everyone had to move and work from home. Hotels have had to close too, but then we've had more sort of, you know, customers who want a delivery of a lovely pack of goodness to their doorstep instead. So it's kind of balanced out. And of course, we're still continuing with our no contact delivery, as you received.
Yes, so this morning I was thrilled to open my front door and see my box on my doorstep, which I thought I wouldn't unpack. I thought I'd save it so I could share it with everybody. I love the way that you give everybody a little personal note that comes in there and then it tells you what you've got on it. So for those of you who don't know, Rosie is the founder of the Healthy Juice Company, which are literally the best juices in the world. And I'm not being paid to say that. I am such a massive fan. Seriously, they are probably the most expensive, but that's because they are the best. You cold press everything. Everything is organic. It's all in glass. It is amazing. So full of goodness. Honestly, you almost just have to look at the bottles to feel better. So, what have we got in here? So inside, I love the way how even the packaging is recyclable. So this is a natural wool in a compostable pack to keep everything beautifully chilled. And what we did, Rosie, was we developed what we called the shot box, didn't we? We worked on that together. These little shots.
We did. Absolutely.
So again, all wrapped in cardboard. And we worked on this really in the first lockdown, and now we're still keeping going because it's so helpful, isn't it, for people to order the shot box. If you are in need of a pick-me-up, this is what you need. So let's talk through. You get in the shot box, you can either get a 1-day supply or a 3-day supply. This is the 1-day supply. I love your little bottles. I actually use these. I rinse these out, take the labels off, and use them as little bud vases.
I love that. I love that.
Just put them on the mantelpiece, on the table. So these are the 3 that I've developed with Rosie. So talk us through what each of the 3 are, could you?
Absolutely. So we recommend that you drink them in a certain order. So the green one first, first thing in the morning.
First thing.
A 50ml shot. This contains watercress, green apple, lemon and ginger. We chose green apple simply because it's lower in natural sweetness. It's the lowest natural sugar green apple apple
that's so
you
good.
can get.
So tangy. I can taste the watercress, I can taste the ginger. Watercress, for those of you who look at my stories on Instagram, I get watercress every week I love it. Raw watercress is the real deal. You shouldn't really cook watercress because the goodness goes out of it when you cook it, particularly. It's got very interesting compounds. And they've done studies on watercress helping with lung cancer, which is extraordinary. So there does seem to be these sort of active ingredients that help the upper respiratory tract and help lung function particularly. So, you know, for now, your watercress juice is brilliant, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we picked out, Liz, didn't we? You know, ingredients that really would help with killing viruses, helping with the lungs, helping with the gut, because of that's, you know, 70% of our immune system is in the gut. And so we sort of looked at what ingredients fit that category and contain the highest elements that would really help. And watercress is a phenomenal ingredient to include in.
I make everybody in my family eat it. My kids, they know that they're going to get at some point during the week a bit of watercress on their plate, and that I say there's no point in trying to hide it under a bit of, you know, leftovers or whatever, because I'm going to sit and watch you. And yes, it has got a slightly bitter, peppery taste, but what I found with children is that just getting them to have a little bit, even if it's just one leaf, and then over time their taste buds tend to adapt and they become more accepting of things. And I just make it a non-negotiable. I just say, I'm really sorry, but you're just going to have it because it's really good for you. But they do love the juice.
Oh, can they? The dog won't touch watercress.
Your dog won't? Well. So if you want to make a juice at home like this, a green juice, and you've got a juicer, what are the things that you would put into a really good green juice?
A really good green juice, I think it depends on where you are on your journey of juicing. If you've just all of a sudden arrived in here and thought, you know what, I've never tried juice in my life, but everyone's talking about it, I think I'll start. And you obviously need to start very gently. It's good to point out, actually, if you don't like the taste of green juice, that's a really clear indication of the green juice that you need. So that, you know, that's really important. So a very basic green juice, I would say apple. So half an apple, green if you can, although, as you know, Liz, I bang the seasonal drum strongly. So the apple season was in the autumn, but obviously, you know, stored through the winter. So if you can use a British apple, that's beautiful. If it's a sweeter apple, the sweeter it is, the less you use, and you balance that with cucumber. So I would say half an apple.
Balance it, was that with cucumber? Because you dropped out there. Cucumber and apple, yeah?
Oh, balance it with cucumber. So the sweeter the apple, the less apple you use, and the more cucumber. Balance it that way. You don't want a sweet juice. You need to love the juice you're making, otherwise it's going to go down the sink. So it has to be palatable. And as you said about children, you can sort of build on it.
Yeah, you
build
can.
on your palate and you know, how you love the taste. So I would add a stick of celery. Start with one stick. Celery is quite powerful in flavour. Start with one stick. You could increase it to two. Lemon.
Yep.
I would always add a citrus. Beautiful. You can put, you know, just have a slice of lemon. Put the whole slice, including the peel, into the juicer.
Yeah.
Ginger. Just a little nugget of ginger. For example, something like that.
Okay, so that's a little piece like that size. Okay. Little acorn size piece of ginger. Yeah. A couple of questions coming through on Instagram. Do you have to have a juice on an empty stomach?
Ideally, because then you'll absorb the nutrients much more quickly. In our Shopbox guide, we tell everyone either drink the juices for a meal or an hour afterwards.
Okay, an hour before or an hour after. Okay. And something else that actually comes in the Shopbox, we should say that in addition to the 3 little juices, you get a couple of my favourite supplements that are powerful, okay? So you get the liposomal vitamin C, the Ultrient C, and you get your VSL3, really super powerful probiotics. I think this has something crazy like 450 billion probiotics in here. So what I do, tell me if I'm doing this right, is I take my sachet of, and in fact I was talking this morning on This Morning about liposomal vitamins. You can get lots of different makes, but I think the liposomal ones, because they're wrapped in little cells, they go straight through into the system. They don't need to be digested, so they are more potent. They're more expensive, but they're more potent, so you get more value. If you're looking at overall long-term well-being, then you're getting more value from your liposomal absorption. So I am going to squeeze my Altrient C into my juice, and this is how you take your liposomal gel. You pop it in some water or in some juice, and then you just slug it back, yeah?
Absolutely.
Delicious. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be raring to go. There's going to be no stopping me. I'm going to be like that Duracell bunny, which is what I need, honestly. It's been such a tough weekend. I was really quiet on social media because I was just, managing everything. I've got 2 kids now homeschooling. It's, and having to do this morning on a Monday. It's like Monday morning is like crazy day. So I'm not totally with it. So if I get a few things wrong, please bear with me. Okay, so let's moving on. So you've had your green juice first thing. Then what would you do?
We recommend the nut milk.
The nut milk.
During the day.
I love this.
Now, this is...
Oh my goodness.
This is your... I think this is your favourite.
This is my favourite. Now, this has got cinnamon in it, if I remember rightly, which has really interesting properties. A lot of people were taking cinnamon in the very first, I think it was the Spanish flu epidemic, was it over 100 years ago? And they discovered that people working in cinnamon factories, cinnamon became really popular. It was brought in from India, and people sorting the cinnamon quills and grinding them and making them into spices and powders and things were protected against Spanish flu. And that really started some of the early studies into looking at cinnamon and its antiviral activity. So obviously not making any claims at all to do with COVID, but it's all about helping to support the immune system. And the other thing I like about cinnamon is that it seems to help regulate blood sugar. That's the other thing that scientists are looking.
Yeah.
You can look up online lots of studies talking about cinnamon and the different beneficial properties. So what have you combined this with? Because this is cinnamon almond milk, and your almond milk is different from any other almond milk. Why is it different?
Absolutely. In fact, I had a customer the other day say it's like comparing a beautiful ripe apple with a rotten old orange. The differences are so far.
So you use fresh organic almonds and you cold press them yourself, don't you?
Not fresh, as raw.
Raw. Sorry, I meant raw. Yeah.
We don't use almonds from the USA. Well, A, they travel further, and B, they're normally eradicated. Irradiated.
Interesting.
They're normally, the US are quite obsessed with bugs and killing them off, which in some cases, of course, is good, but we are made of bugs. We need bugs. Our gut is full of bugs.
You need to get rid of the bad bugs, the toxic bugs, things like aflatoxins, really need to be very, very mindful of that. But yeah, I agree. I tend to buy Spanish almonds. I buy them in bulk. I put a link up, I think, on one of my nut features on Earle Wellbeing. I found a really good supplier of where you can buy them by the kilo, so they're much cheaper. Now, do you press them in their skins?
Yes, we do. So what we do, we soak the almonds overnight. We've got Brazil nuts in there. We've got milk thistle to support the liver.
Yes, milk thistle, silymarin. Such a great extract, milk thistle.
Yeah, we use the whole seeds and we soak them with the nuts overnight, and then the next morning we rinse them, pop them in the Vitamix with water, a little bit of date, all the spices, including the Ceylon cinnamon.
I wish you could taste this. This is so good. I have to get this before my kids. My kids love this.
You can't compare it to a store-bought almond milk, which, everything has its purpose, but you will find a store-bought almond milk, A, it will be preserved,
right,
and B, it will have the minimum ingredients, and you might find it, it's only like 2 nuts, and then it will be thickened with sunflower oil or rice or yeah.
Shall I put my probiotic powder in my nut milk? Do you think that would be a good thing to do?
Perfectly.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle this on.
We have the little cheese right at the end, which of course are a prebiotic fibre, and they feed the good bacteria in your.
I think you just broke up a section there. That was talking about chia seeds. So you get chia seeds, which are your prebiotic fibre. So that's like your gut bug food. So it's like fertiliser for your gut bugs. Chia seeds are really extraordinary things. I'm doing a bit of research into chia seeds at the moment. You know, they've got lots of protein, lots of minerals. I used to think they were a bit of a kind of a faddy, faffy thing, but the more I know about chia seeds, the more they impress me.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit Marmite as well. Some people hate the texture in their mouth. I really love them. I love flax seeds.
Slightly chewy.
Flax seeds, so yeah, little something interesting in your mouth. Yeah,
I've actually got a crumble recipe that I developed because I've got a few people at home who've got food intolerances. So we have to be a bit careful with gluten. So I try and do gluten-free things.
Right.
Not all the time, but I certainly, if I'm making up something that I want the whole family to be able to enjoy, I do gluten-free, lactose-free. And then also because of Lily with her autoimmune issues, she's also low histamine. So when I was making this crumble mixture, I was making it with oats that I mixed up together, and I put chia seeds in the crumble topping. It's really good. And I was just so impressed that it gives it texture and taste and a little bit of flavour and really good nutritional value. And I also use macadamia nuts ground up and then sprinkle that on top of the fruit mixture. So good.
Gorgeous. I love oats in my oats. I think, so many people in your position with children all having different sensitivities and allergies. And, I spoke to a friend a couple of days ago who said one just stopped eating or started eating meat again after being a vegan for so long. And as soon as she stopped, another one chose to become vegan. It's like a nightmare, this constant juggle of children.
You really need to watch your nutrients. It can be really tricky when people start excluding major food groups, especially the fat-soluble vitamins that you get in meat and dairy. So things like vitamin D, which is so important, and retinol from vitamin A. And a lot of people don't convert the vegetable form beta-carotene into retinol. So I'm going to be talking more about this because this has been a personal journey for me with my own children, and I've just discovered so much about how to keep them feeling well and strong. And a lot of it is also about mental health, because we know that the better our microbiome is in our gut, the more dopamine and serotonin we're supporting, we're reducing cortisol levels, we're feeling less anxious, we're sleeping better, all those things coming from good gut health. So, really feeding these little critters down here is so important for them what goes on up here, isn't it?
It's a cycle, Liz. I'm just sort of entering that world of emotional well-being now, and it's incredible. The circle, what we tell our brain, our subconscious brain, really affects how we feel. I could have a whole life about that. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. There's a lot of help out. It's amazing about social media now. A lot of feel better, including yourself.
Well, certainly trying to shine a spotlight on some hopefully good and simple things that we can all do. And I've said this before, I'm not very good at giving stuff up. I like all my treats. I like my dark chocolate and a glass of red wine and all of that. But adding things like this in that we can take in that really help support everything. So this last one, last but not least, this is called the Golden Shot. Those of us old enough to remember the programme, the Golden Shot. What is in this little bottle?
Here it's a base of pineapple. Pineapple because it's great for gut health. The bromelain, which is great for gut health. It's also anti-inflammatory, actually, bromelain. And it's got turmeric, ginger. It's got raw honey. Pineapple and raw honey have been used for centuries as a cough remedy. It's then got a little bit of cayenne and black pepper.
Oh, I can taste that, the kick.
It has got a lovely kick. It really warms you, which is ideal. here in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting that the turmeric, you know, again, that's something else that I've been investigating quite a lot recently. The anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric and how you have to activate that by having that little bit of black pepper or that cayenne pepper with it to actually make it better absorbed in the body.
Yeah, absolutely. So oil, black pepper and some kind of fat with turmeric is ideal. It helps the absorption of the curcumin by 2,000%. So we use a little bit of olive oil and a grind of black pepper in the Golden Shop.
Nice.
And that's got fennel, well, another great digestive.
Ah, that's what I can taste. That slightly sort of sweet aniseedy. It's really complex, but it's so good. Now we do have a Liz Loves code, don't we? You very kindly extended it, so we get 10% off your normal juices, not the shop box, because the shop box is already discounted in price because we've kind of built that in when we made it. But if people want to buy other juices, what are the other kind of juices that you've got at the moment? Because I know you're very seasonal. So what do you have at the moment in your kitchens that is local and seasonal?
We try and keep the seasonal English where we can, but actually there's some ingredients from around the world, like far too healthy to ignore. So one of the seasonal ingredients at the minute we love, pomegranate. We've got pomegranate in our winter. Yeah, beautiful. And our winter ruby is, I've posted about it a couple of times actually. It's got lots of lovely digestive health ingredients in there, like red cabbage, ginger, mint. It's got, beetroot it's got in there. So lots of lovely veggies.
Oh my goodness, beetroot and red cabbage. I mean, that's an amazing colour when you juice it. But so good for you and so sweet as well. It's, you know, that my children really like that. I've got some red cabbage in the fridge. You've reminded me I need to get my juicer going. I think all that homeschooling, they're going to need some extra brain power during breaks. And just giving them little things. And remember that these are highly concentrated, so, you know, not glugging them back. It's not like, you know, drinking a litre of water or something. It's, you sip them and you savour them. You almost chew them, don't you, in the mouth before swallowing them?
Like eating anything, Liz, we just need to stop and relax a minute and take a breath, smell, you know, let the saliva start, and then just slowly enjoy it, savour it. You know, that ultimate for your digestion, not sort of quick, let me drink it and run off.
No, this is definitely something to pause. They're too special not to just kind of pause, take a moment. And then the last thing that comes in the box is an added extra, which I love. And again, you're all about, you know, recycling and making sure that every little bit, there's zero waste, is you make a little bath soak out of the grounds from your almond milk. Yeah, so in here is a natural cotton bag tied with string. It smells of lavender. It's wonderful. Oh, that is so delicious.
Beautiful. So the whole, you run your bath. You don't put this in the bath first because otherwise the essential oils will have disappeared by the time you jump in. So you run your bath and then you just pop this in, and the lavender start to sort of evaporate into the air. Breathe that in.
I'm actually going to...
relaxing.
Wonderful. I'm just going to open mine up. See, I've got a pair of scissors here, just to be quick, just because I want to have a little look and see what's inside. Obviously, you wouldn't do this. You'd have it, you know, fully closed in your bath. But you could actually then keep this, couldn't you? Because you could keep the cloth and you could make your own out of oats and pop in a handful of oats and some lavender oil. Look at this. So that's all the crushed natural almonds here, the almond meal. So nothing is left over. And of course, with this, it makes the water silky soft, really milky. And then you can use this just to clean your body, just do a little bit of gentle exfoliation. And it makes me want to rush into the bath right now, but I'm going to have to wait for that treat. Got the day to get through first. Rosie, it's so brilliant. And I just think at the bottom here, you're such an angel. You have also sent, just so I can show you what the 3-day supply looks like, because that's obviously the 1 day. The 3-day supply is you get your 3 times. You got your golden shot here. I'm just going to be absolutely raring to go after this. The Chia cinnamon almond milk and that fabulous green, Go Green it's called. And of course you get 3 of your probiotic sachets, 3 of your Ultrient C, liposomal vitamin C, and 3 bath soaks. How lucky.
Through the letterbox or something, you can't see them obviously. Yeah.
But what a great thing to treat yourself, or if you know somebody who's poorly or suffering or just in need of a pick-me-up. It's like a massive care package, isn't it, that you can send out. And how does it work with your deliveries? Because I know that do you send them with couriers, or does Andy, bless him, does he deliver everything? It's like Father Christmas, he's very busy.
Most of our shop boxes are delivered by post. So Royal Mail next day by 1 p.m. Cross fingers. Before Christmas, obviously post office were inundated. So, but that should be the case before 1 a.m.
Fantastic.
If we have a few delivery zone, we'll those off there, so it'll be. But we'll communicate about that, and in that case, the box will be on their doorstep before 6 a.m. in the morning.
Wow, you must be working through the night. Honestly, you guys. I mean, seriously, I am so impressed. And for anybody who didn't catch that, there's the free delivery zone, because you do this corridor, don't you? You go sort of up, is it around the M25 and into London, and so that goes between
Oxfordshire and East London.
Wow, so you get it freely delivered to your doorstep. How amazing! How amazing! So just to remind people, this is the shot box that I did in collaboration with Earle Wellbeing magazine. We launched it last year. We're redoing it now because it's so incredibly beneficial. And then the Liz Loves code, all in capitals, that gets you 10% off all the other juices that Rosie has. So if you want to do the shot box, if you're getting it delivered, you want to add in a couple of little extra things, then you can do that. I think your seasonal one sounds amazing. So is that the one that you've got at the moment with the beetroot and the red cabbage?
That's our main seasonal one at the moment, called Winter of Its Stuff. Even though I say it myself, it really is a beauty.
Yeah, fantastic.
It really is a beauty.
Sweetheart, it's lovely to chat with you. I'm so pleased that you're doing well, and thank you very much for all that you're doing. It's so appreciated. And I have to say, I know there have been lots of comments. I've been watching them on Instagram. So many people who bought your shop boxes before were just saying, amazing, truly, truly amazing, and so incredibly beneficial and healthful. And your website is great. If you're interested in just juicing generally, go and take a look at Rosie's website, because all the different combinations, and gives you lots of inspiration for what you could do at home. Oh, I think you might have frozen. Thank you, Rosie. Are you still with us? Sorry, I'm battling kids homeschooling on Wi-Fi, so I send you a heart. Thank you. Stay well. Thanks for being with us today. Bye. Oh, brilliant. Gosh. Don't we love Rosie? Isn't it great to have people like that she is so dedicated? I mean, just amazing. And the quality is really exceptional. Yeah, it's pricey, but you do get what you pay for at the moment. And I don't know about you, but I'm spending so much money on, my vitamins and my supplements and my things to keep me well. But I guess that's balanced, because I'm not going out to restaurants. I'm not, going on holiday. Haven't bought a pair of shoes since, well, I don't know. Well, it must be a year, actually. I mean, I really feel for all the, the fashion industries and retail, because I've been living in my slippers, or my flip-flops, or, I've got the Celtic and Co. sheepskin booties and my trainers, and that's kind of it, I think I put a pair of heels on at Christmas, and that was mainly for a photograph. So I guess our priorities shift, don't they? And hopefully we can spend a little bit more on getting our veg boxes in. If you can have a veg box delivered, then that would be really good. Farm box schemes. you know, and think of the things that we can juice at the moment. A lot of root vegetables around, the winter vegetables, obviously carrots juice really well, beetroot, as Rosie said, cabbage, you can juice kale. Don't forget to throw in that lemon and that ginger, you can throw them in whole and just blitz them up and just have them there. And I actually dilute mine for the kids. I dilute mine 50-50 with water. And yeah, it goes down really well. I saw there was a little question earlier about seasonal apples. You may have seen in the papers Rick Stein, the lovely Rick Stein down in Padstow in Cornwall. He was talking about British apples and how we should really try and buy British ones where we can, like the Bramleys and the Coxes and the, you know, all the different varieties, the Braeburns, rather than the Pink Ladies and the Golden Delicious. And of course, when we're in supermarkets, we tend to shop with our eyes. And a lot of things like the Pink Ladies, you know, they are pink, really attractive looking, and they're bred to be very sweet, which means their sugar content is very high and they're not so appley. So, you know, just take a moment when you're out and about, if you are able to get to a greengrocer or a supermarket, and you are able to choose your apples, just see, you know, perhaps go for the slightly greener, perhaps go for something that's more local, grown more, you know, close to home if you can. And there was also a question if you can't get organic, because obviously, you know, not every apple is organic, a lot of them are sprayed, and just wash them really well. So when you're juicing apples with the skin on, so you need to make sure the skin is clean, particularly if it might have any post-harvest treatments or fungicides or herbicides sprayed onto them. So I actually wash anything that's not organic in just a tiny bit of washing up liquid. I always use an eco product anyway for my washing up. So I just do a very, very mild solution of soapy water, give it a good old scrub, rinse it really well in clean water to remove any residue, and then pat it dry. And then at least if there is something that's been put on the surface of a fruit that you want to juice whole, or like a carrot, for example, anything like that, then you know that you can just juice the whole lot. Because the thing with skins on fruits and veg is most of the nutritional content is on or just beneath the surface of the skin. So if you peel it, you're peeling it away. So you really do want to be able to eat the whole lot if you can. So just time for me to share a couple of quick things with you. If you want to stay well and stay energized, that's the download that you need to get. Okay, Earle Wellbeing. It's all about supporting the immune system. We launched it last year in what we thought was going to be, you know, the one and only lockdown. Sadly, it's really relevant again, never more so now than to try and keep our immune system strong. It's a fascinating read. I learned a huge amount when my team and I were pulling this together. It's a digital download. I've actually just printed this off so that you can see it, but you can print it or you can just read it on your phone or your tablet or whatever. It talks a lot about what the immune system is, how it works, what we need to do to protect it, how we can all help to stay hopefully strong and fit and well. And being digital, it's got lots of useful links in it that you can click to for other resources or podcasts or things like that. So if you haven't got this one, it's called Stay Well, Stay Energized, and it's all about the immune system. So highly recommend that. You would have seen maybe on my Instagram, I just popped a picture up of our brand new issue. We do have a few of these left. We haven't got limitless supplies because we only printed enough for subscribers and for any new subscribers coming in, because we're not in shops, it's not retail anymore. But we do have the offer that if you subscribe now, you do get last January and February's issue as well if you're a new subscriber, because obviously you won't have had that last year, and there's lots of good stuff to keep you going. Before I go, I'm going to check on my messages because I know there have been some comments and questions coming in. People talking about, oh, this is from Daisy on YouTube. Hi Daisy, I don't know if you are watching on catch up, but it's nice to have your company. You say here, love your hair, thank you very much. I would love to see a tutorial on this, and I really enjoy your makeup tutorials too. Okay, so I do have a hair tutorial. I did it early in lockdown last year. I showed exactly what I do to get this little twisty wave. So I've got two sets of curling tongs. I've got the thick barrel ones, which I was using the other day, which kind of makes my hair spring up a bit more. And then I've got the ones that are flat iron, and I just kind of tong it through like that and give it a twist at the end. There is a tutorial on YouTube, so look it up. Okay, you'll find it. And yeah, I've got some more makeup ones that have gone up online too. This was from Janet, also on YouTube. You say, I can't believe I've missed your channel. Well, welcome. I'm glad you found me. I've often wondered what you were doing after selling your Lizelle skincare company. I've subscribed and I shall enjoy catching up on all that I've missed. So lovely to see you again. You look fabulous. Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Janet. Thank you to everybody who has followed me over here. So it's so funny because, you know, working now in well-being and wellness and doing all the things that I'm doing, that's where I started. You know, I started 35 years ago as a writer in women's magazines, going off to write lots and lots of health and beauty books, books on nutrition, books on complementary medicine, all of those things. And then I had a lovely detour, if you like, into skincare and setting up the beauty company with my great friend Kim. And yeah, we sold that. That was sold back in 2010. So long time, and I don't have any connection now at all. But what I have been able to do is go back to my first love, my real true passion, which is well-being and wellness. And of course, feel really fortunate now to be able to shine a light on the things that are helpful, particularly for midlife women. So, you know, I guess I'm passionate about things that affect women in their 50s like me. That's why I talk a lot about hormones and hormone health and menopause and perimenopause and HRT and the benefits of that and gut health and all those things that I've written books on. So I feel really fortunate actually to be able to share a lot of the good news. And for all of you who are watching, perhaps new to my channels here, you know, this is all about positivity. There's enough bad news out there. We can leave that at the door. Thank you very much. Come back to that later. This is about empowerment and positivity and inspiration and doing things that we can do. Yeah, simple things, whether it's breathing, moving a bit more, drinking more water, having tips on seasonal foods, all that stuff. So, a couple of questions here about juicing. From Val on Instagram. What would you add with red cabbage? I've never tried that. Or beetroot. Well, although I might need to be putting a decorating sheet over the kitchen floor. Yeah, do make sure that your lid's on properly. Okay, not like I did with Brella the other day in my Magimix. Did you see that? Just exploded. So yeah, you don't want that to happen with your red cabbage or your beetroot. I actually did a demo once, a juicing demo in the White Company in their flagship store in Sloane Square in London. And I think I'm possibly the only person ever to have taken a large bag of raw beetroot into the White Company, clue is in the name, and set up a juicing demo. And it was kind of when I got there and they showed me the area and it was all covered in a beautiful white tablecloth and, you know, white china and everything. And I suddenly thought, oh my goodness, how is this going to go? Anyway, it went well, but I was careful. So yes, make sure that your gadget lid is firmly secured. So red cabbage, you know, red cabbage works well with lots of things. If you've got fennel, apple, ginger, lemon. I have actually got a book on juicing. I think we've sold out on the Earle Wellbeing website, but you can find it online. You can find it on Amazon or other retailers. And I wrote it, well, I think it's actually my third book on juicing. So lots of different recipes. And I remember one of the recipes there with red cabbage is red cabbage and strawberries, which sounds like a weird combination, but it actually works really well. This is not the season for strawberries, so I wouldn't necessarily advocate doing it, but make a mental note for later. Oh dear. It's that pepper, it's the pepper in the golden shot. It's going to make me sneeze. I'm susceptible to pepper. Okay, cleaning fruit. Alison, yes, I have answered that. Karen on Instagram, what's the best vitamin D3 spray? Okay, this is interesting. They've done studies, particularly at Cardiff University, looking at the different absorption properties of vitamin D. And if you tuned into this morning, you will have seen me talk about how to get more out of our D3 supplements. So D3 is the version of vitamins that we want. So there are two types of vitamin D, D2 and D3. D3 is the one that's synthesized usually through the skin. It's more powerful. It's very effective in supporting the immune system. So this was one of the ones I was showing. It's the Vitabiotics product, D3. And then if you want to use a spray, these are my better you sprays. These are the two that I have. So this is the 3000 one. This is quite potent. This is the one that I use every day. I haven't had mine actually, so I'm going to spray it now. One spray in the side of the cheek. And what they found is that because we've got mucous membranes and tiny little capillaries in the surface of our mouths, in the inside of our cheeks. It's absorbed really quickly into the bloodstream. So spray it into your cheek or under your tongue, and you immediately get a lot of bioavailability of the vitamin. If you take a capsule or a tablet, it will still work, but you'll probably get less of it because it goes through the digestive system. It has to be broken down. It's affected by enzymes and all the rest. So then you've got all the stomach acid and all the other things going on. So certainly for fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, I would always recommend a spray. This is the one that actually my children have. This is the D2 with K2. K2 is a vitamin, really important vitamin. It works synergistically with vitamin D. And you find it particularly in green leafy vegetables and broccoli and cabbage and sprouts and things like that. So if you've got somebody like your kids who's not so good on green leafy veg, do make sure that they're getting their vitamin K. So this is a really good one. These are both Better You. And there is a Liz Loves discount. It's 15% on all the Better You products. I think they're great. I love their magnesium baths as well. That's a really good thing. I think it's 15% with Liz Loves, all in capitals, on their website. So yeah, I highly recommend those. The other thing is I've got these vitamin D gummies, which are just like little chewy, sweetie things. And these are things that you can give to kids. And again, because they're going through the mouth, they say that the absorption can be better. So I think whichever way you take it, just make sure that you are getting your vitamin D3. Really, really important. A couple of other questions here. I have a NutriBullet. This is Lynn on Facebook. Hi, Lynn. And you say, I put in a whole turmeric. Brilliant. If you can find turmeric roots, sometimes you can. My village shop sometimes has turmeric root. Isn't that great? Whenever I see it, I just buy a big bag full. And you say, but not sure if milk is a fat. Would that help in absorbing it? Do I need to add black pepper? Yes. So you do need to add a little bit of black pepper or a little pinch of cayenne pepper. And yes, if your milk, make sure your milk is whole milk. Okay, so don't bother with skim milk or semi-skim milk. Have full fat milk. You could put in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It's always a good thing to have. Our gut bugs love EVU, extra virgin olive oil, EVU. So yeah, you could throw a little teaspoon of that in, again, to help the absorption of the turmeric. I know that's what Rosie does with her juices when she is making it. Lots of chat here about HRT and menopause. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today because I've been talking for nearly an hour. Can you believe it? And it is, as you know, a huge subject. I do have my e-guides online, so if you would like some class homework before the next live, if you want to read, if you haven't already, my e-guide, which is Healthy Menopause, start with that one because that's kind of the basics, perimenopause, menopause, and then you can follow that up. If you want to get your A star, then follow that up with your guide to HRT. It's called The Truth About HRT. So do please take a read, and then I will answer any questions, but you should find most of what you need to know there. They are really worth a deep dive into. SJ Health, hi, nice to have you with me on Instagram. You just say thank you so much for sharing our chat. That was our chat on Friday talking about adaptogenic herbs. If you haven't yet seen that, that still is up online. So really great to have a listen to that, all about ashwagandha and Montmorency cherry, all of these things that we talked about. So interesting. She says, you're such an inspiration. I do appreciate having the chance to discuss how we can all help ourselves and each other with simple tools at the moment. Well, thank you very much, Sarah. It was lovely to chat to you too. Last comment on Instagram, what face makeup are you wearing on your skin? You look flawless. Well, thank you very much. I've got quite a lot of concealer on because my skin is a bit blotchy, and I did put a little video on YouTube on how I do my face with all the products mentioned, lots of different products. So do take a look. And I do, as always, have a very nice light. That's the key, a nice light. But take a look at the makeup video if you fancy it. And yes, I've had lots of comments about that and you're asking for more, so I will definitely do more of those makeup videos and pop them up online. So that's it for today. Thank you for being with me. Warm welcome if you're here for the first time. Lovely to have you with me, and hopefully see you same time, same place on Wednesday for more wellbeing chat. Until then, stay well. Big hearts, lots of love. Bye.